Hi, people. I have not been uploading regularly in a very long time, and that is because, well, one, I have mental health issues. Two, I work full time. Three, I was extremely embarrassed of the fact that I had put on well over 20 pounds in the last couple of years. I was very embarrassed of that and very ashamed of myself for that. And even though people say, oh, you don't look it, I was. I felt it. I saw it in my face, and it really bothered me. It messed with my self esteem really badly. And I basically just sat around for 2 years feeling sorry for myself. And when I got to my heaviest weight, which was 198.6, um, I was feeling really bad. And I kept telling myself and telling some of my friends, I really want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I need to lose weight because it was true. It was true. I have a family history of heart problems on one side of my family. I definitely have that risk for later on in life. So even though it wasn't a lot of excess weight, I mean, my BMI would be somewhere between my BMI for my height, the average range would be somewhere between 140 to 150 pounds. And even though the BMI chart is a little messed up, it's still pretty accurate, I think. Somewhat accurate. Anyway, it bothered me that I was very close to being 50 pounds overweight. Like I said, my heaviest weight was 198 pounds. And I didn't like looking at myself in the mirror. It bothered me to see what I had become. And I was on medications for my mental health. Nothing serious or anything like that, but some of the side effects of what I was on also slows down your metabolism, so that sure as heck didn't help. Now, that wasn't completely the medication's fault, though. It was my fault as well. And that's the hardest thing I had to accept, was that, well, the fact that my metabolism just doesn't work. It just doesn't work the way like it does with some people in my family. It's not fast. It's very slow. Not very slow, but it's pretty slow metabolism. So I put on weight very easily, especially if I'm not trying to stay healthy. I'm not trying to stay active. I will put on weight. And, that bothers me. That really bothered me throughout this time. And I was talking to one of my friends back in December. And, we had had this conversation before. But this was the first time we had had it face to face in a long while. So, and while we were talking about it, I don't know why, but it clicked with me. Something inside of me clicked that day. And I knew I needed to get serious. Because I was just going to make myself worse. My health was going to get worse. My mental health was going to get worse. My eating habits needed to change. My exercise habits really needed to change because I wasn't exercising at all. I was putting in my 8 hours at work. My only real exercise is on Fridays, moving freight. And then just going and eating really fattening foods. I would go out to eat almost every single night. Like, that's not healthy. Especially with the restaurants I love to eat at that are really high in calories. So, I decided, I was going to make a change. And I started with dieting. And you know what I did with dieting? I cut out fast food, obviously. Like, that's the most important thing to cut out is fast food. Then I cut out ground beef. I didn't completely cut it out because I still need red meat in my diet so I don't develop anemia. So I decided, 2 days out of the week, I'll have red meat. That way, keep my iron levels up, but I'm not overindulging in it or anything like that. And whenever I did want something that you would normally have ground beef, like cheeseburgers or uh, pasta, meatballs, spaghetti and meatballs, ugh. I would substitute it with ground turkey. And I found an incredible turkey meatball recipe. I will leave a link to it in the description down below because oh my god, it is so good. Like really, really good. You guys really need to try it. If you like turkey, that is. If you don't like turkey meat, you ain't gotta try it. Heck, if you like turkey and you just don't want to try it, you don't have to try it. I'm just saying, like, it is so good. I very much recommend you try it if you want to. God, I'm bad at this. But that's what I started with. I started, I added, and I made sure, like, every time I did eat something like spaghetti and meatballs, I would put sesame seeds on it to give me a little extra boost in fiber. I would also add a salad with every meal that I ate. Like, I'd make a serving of pasta, and then I would also have a salad with it. I would use like light dressing that's very low in calories. I would like portion out how much of like what thing I put in there, like each veggie and things like that. And it might seem a little weird. I just like things to be a certain way, and that's just what worked for me, the way I made my salads. And I always added like, Parmesan cheese on top, and then you put the dressing over it. It was so good. And I even add cauliflower rice to my salads as well. I've never liked cauliflower before, but I've learned to like it over the years because it's good for you. Vegetables are good for you. as much as they might not taste the best in the world, they are good for you. I don't like most of my vegetables cooked either, so I do prefer to eat them raw. Like, I'll make myself some chicken Alfredo with pasta with broccoli, and rather than, steaming the broccoli or anything like that, I just will cut some pieces off and put it in there, and then, I've got it without having to smell or have a really weird feeling in my mouth when I eat cooked broccoli. And I'll also eat, green beans and things and sweet peas, things like that I grew up with that I really liked eating. Though I will admit, sweet peas took a very, very, very long time for me to willingly eat. But I eventually developed a taste for them. I still don't like corn, though. I do not like cooked corn. Just don't. Anyway. And then I started going back to the gym. And I made sure to... I never wanted to overdo it on the first day. Because if you overdo it, you crash and burn very easily. So I started out about 40 to 45 minutes at the gym on my days off. And then, I would up that to an hour. And then an hour 15 minutes. And then to an hour and a half. And then to 2 hours. So every time I have a day off, I go to the gym for 2 hours. I exercise like a good amount on each piece of equipment that I use. I make sure to work out my arms because I'm very insecure about my underarms. I also make sure to work out my abdomen because I have a lot of like abdominal fat. The term for that specific kind of fat is like just escaping my mind right now. Visceral fat, that's it. Like, I've always had a lot of that since so I kind of lost it at the end of 2017 to 2018, and then I slowly started gaining it all back over time, and it got to me. So I'm still working on losing as much of that as I can, because your body needs some visceral fat. It actually protects your internal organs, but too much of it will crush them. And again, I'm not an expert, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a personal trainer, none of that. This is literally just me telling basic facts on that you can easily find on the internet. um, but yeah. And from this, from doing this routine, I actually, I would go to the gym for 2 hours a day, 2 days a week, and then I realized, this isn't enough. This isn't enough. I need to start doing this just a little more. And I started going to the gym after work, not for long, not for 2 hours like I do on my days off. I go for 1 hour. Half an hour on the treadmill, half an hour on other pieces of equipment. And from this routine that I do now, from this diet and exercise that I do, even when I go out to eat now, I always look at the healthier options. I'll go to restaurants where, maybe they have vegetarian options I can try, or at the very least, I can get a chicken Caesar salad. I force myself to make these healthier choices, no matter how much I want that huge bacon cheeseburger. I can't do it. It is not the right thing to eat when you're trying to get your health in order. Now, I don't cut all of that out of my life completely. Of course not. That would definitely cause me to binge, and that is not healthy. I don't have an eating disorder as far as I know, but I do know that my eating habits have always, and I mean always, have been bad. And I would either eat way too much or I would eat way too little. And I'm finally able to kind of find a nice little balance. And that's actually working out really well for me. And since I started doing this, the week before Christmas when I started doing this, when I made this change, I told myself, I can't do a New Year's resolution. They never follow through. I never follow through with a New Year's resolution. So I'm gonna start it now. Screw waiting until New Year's Eve. I'm gonna do it now. And that's what I did. And as of right now, in March, for my heaviest weight, I was 198.6. And now I'm 172.5, I think. Anyway, I lost about 26 pounds. And that's, like I said, that's a little under 2 months. Just a little under 2 months. No, not 2 months. I started in December and then January and February, and this is March now. I'm almost 3 months in. I'm sorry. I am not good at this. I'm not good at keeping track. I have to think things over and remember where I start. Wait, when did I start? What month is this? Oh man, I'm strange and I'm sorry. I am a very awkward person. But anyway, yes, I have lost 26 pounds in less than 3 months. I'm getting closer to my goal every day, which is about 150 pounds. And I'm genuinely proud of myself that I stopped just sitting on the couch complaining. I got up, I did the work. I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, I'm going to make a change. And I made a change. And I'm still making changes to better myself, to better my life. And I'm working on myself in a way I have not done, I don't think, ever. I mean, I've made improvements, very small, slow improvements over the years, but this is the first time in my life I've ever, kind of gone full force. I am going to better myself now. And like I said before, it's a process, but I'm making it. I'm making progress. Like I said, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud that I've managed to do this for myself. I didn't do it for anybody but for me. Like, I wanted to be healthy again. I want to stay healthy. I want to lower my chances of getting sick later in life. I want to make sure that, I'm around for a good long while. I want to make the efforts to improve my mental health, and dieting and exercising has been doing that. It has been helping me with my mental health. It's been helping me, like, catch my breath easier. It's easier to breathe now because going, like, running or climbing up the treadmill is helping me with my breathing, and I feel good. And the one thing I have learned from all of this is there's no easy way to lose weight. There's no easy way to help with your mental health. You have to be willing to make the changes you need to help yourself. There's no magic pill that'll help you lose 20 pounds in 2 days or anything like that, because some of those diet pills are crazy like that. Now, if you're taking them to help curb your appetite or something like that because they help you feel fuller, I would, if that's working for you, I say go for it. But, also diet and exercise will definitely help there too. And again, I'm not a professional in anything like this. This is just basic facts that I'm spitting back that, I've learned. And what I've learned the most is you just have to do the work. You have to stop complaining that, you're insecure about the fact that you're, overweight like I was, or whatever. Like, whatever it is that you can improve, don't just sit there and complain about it. Actually, just take a deep breath, look at yourself in the mirror, and say to yourself, I'm going to make this change, and I'm going to make this change for me. And maybe that's not something that's going to work for you. Maybe you need an outside source to motivate you to do it. And if that's the case, go for it. Find your motivation. But again, there's no easy way out. There's no easy way to make this work. You have to do it yourself. You have to work hard, and the harder you work for it, the prouder you'll feel when you see the results. Because even I lost, the first month I did this, I lost 10 pounds. I went from 198 to 188. And then by the end of that month, I was down to 181. And I looked at myself and I noticed, like, I lost a lot of weight and I felt amazing. And I was so proud of myself for that. I was extremely proud. And I learned, like, over the years to really love myself. And this is a way that's actually helping me love myself more, because I'm putting myself first. I'm putting my health first, both my physical and my mental health. I'm putting them first by doing this. And I hope that maybe somebody out there who sees this will take maybe what I say to heart and use it to help themselves, or I don't know, maybe you just wanted to hear me talk about it, or I don't know. But I think that's it for the night. I think I'm going to call it a night now. But you can do it. You just can't, there's just no cheat sheet for it. You just have to do it. Love you guys very, very much. Peace out.